Alvin, if you could just describe the atmosphere in the arena tonight and how much of a buoy do you think that gave your guys? How much of a lift did it provide?
We knew coming home that that we would have a great crowd. We had a great crowd the last two games, and then obviously when you are playing the world champions, and they come into your arena, you know, everybody that's going to be in the stands are going to want to try to push you over the top. I thought the crowd was absolutely great from start to finish. You know, this is just a really, really hard team to play against. You know, you get a lead, they take it away. You get a lead, they take it away. And the thing that we kept trying to say to our guys is that you just got to remain consistent in what you're doing, and you got to stay within the game plan. And, you know, we got to be consistent with what we're doing in the game plan. And I thought we did a real good job of that. We didn't panic when they make those runs, because it's scary when, you know, Steph makes a three and Clay makes a three and then Draymond makes a great play going to the basket. You just got to some kind of way be able to withstand that, and I thought we did a real good job of that.
Coach, can you talk about the bench production tonight? First with Solomon Hill coming in and hitting some big shots in the first quarter, then the second half, Ian Clark doing an amazing job.
Yeah, I thought Ian played. I thought he played great, and I thought Solomon did a good job of coming in and just making shots. They've kind of not guarded him in this series and left him open. I thought he shot the ball with a lot of confidence.
Coach, over here to the left, I know it was 3 years ago, but during that Portland series, Anthony Davis had spoke to how much the Game 3 loss to the Warriors 3 years ago stuck with them, blowing a 20-point lead. How much do you feel like a game tonight where you're able to build a lead and then control it through the second half shows their growth in that type of situation?
Well, I mean, obviously it's going to stick with you. I thought I thought they had played a. You know, I was on the Warrior bench then. Can somebody get me water, please? I was on the Warrior bench. I thought that they played a great game, and you know, because I was on the Warrior bench, it made it so scary tonight. You know, obviously I was there when Steph started making threes, and you know, all of a sudden Clay made threes, and before you know it, you know, the 20-point lead was 9 points, then 7 points, and then all of a sudden Steph made a shot out of the corner, which, by the way, I have a picture of that on my phone that I've kept, you know, all of these years, and now I can erase it off. But you know, you know, so they're just a scary team. You know, you never feel comfortable. You know, even when he took his guys out, I was like, let's play 2 more minutes before we take the guys out, because you're just never comfortable with that team.
Coach, what did you just think about the way Anthony controlled the second half, especially on the boards, and the way he you know, controlled the tempo of the game and all of that?
Well, I felt real good when, during one timeout, he said, "We're not losing this game. I don't care what, we're not losing this game." And then I thought he started to, you know, do some things to help dominate the game, really. Thought he did a good job of playing in space tonight. He wasn't forcing the situation. I thought he did a good job of taking advantage of post-ups when he could, going quickly so they couldn't double. So, you know, I just thought overall it was a good team win.
Alvin, you talked about Nico playing with more confidence here on your left. You talked about Nico playing with more confidence here at home. Did you see that from him tonight?
Oh, definitely. You know, and I don't know, like, I still hadn't looked at the stat sheet and know what people did or what they, but I just know when he's in a good groove and he's playing well and he's rebounding well and his defense has been really solid. When he does that, you know, I think that, you know, it does nothing but help us. And, you know, like I said, you know, us adding him to the team, you know, Dale going out and getting him and adding us to the team and adding him to the team really kind of changed our whole season. You know, after DeMarcus went down, you know, first thing he did is say, we got to find somebody that can help this team. And, you know, Dale went out and you know, he added a piece that, you know, I doubt if we would be here today if he wasn't a part of our team.
Alvin, I know that it's playoff basketball, it's intense over here, but but you even seem to take offense maybe in the fourth quarter to some of the chippiness from Draymond. Is that fair to say? Do you think it crossed the line or it was too much, or is that just playoff basketball?
I don't think anything he does crosses the line, because I think if he's the perfect guy, because if he's on your team, you love him, and it's not on your team, you despise him. And to me, those are the kind of players, that I'd like to have on the team. I mean, all he does is win. Wherever he's been, he's won. And so, what I think you have to do is that you have to play well enough to win the game, and then that right there does all the talking, But he's going to talk, and I appreciate him. I mean, I saw him today. We spent 20 minutes together. And, I appreciate who he is and how he plays and what he's all about, because he's all about winning. And if you can't, if you're verbally weak, then he's going to take advantage of you. And I don't think, I think our guys understand that and just play the game.
Hey, Alvin, just given the Warriors' obvious offensive talent, what was just kind of the approach going in defensively as far as those philosophies? What do you think was the key overall in contributing to their low numbers?
You really think I'm going to tell you that? I mean, you really think I'm going to tell you that? Oh, okay. In general, I thought that, we had to guard them and we had to try to score more points than they did. I'm not telling you that, yeah. I mean, come on. You know better than that.
Throughout the season, what has Ian Clark brought to this team, and was he due for a night like tonight?
He's just been real solid, and he's been such a pro. I think that's what I like most about him, is that he's such a pro. He first came here, he wasn't playing at all, did not complain one bit, just continued to work, and then we tried him at a couple of different positions, and he ended up, playing well for us and being solid. And I think more so than anything, he's one of those guys that's very calming in the huddle. He's a great locker room guy. And like I said, I just think he's a good pro. And then obviously, he gets his confidence when he's out there and he shoots the ball extremely well.
Alvin, you praised Rondo throughout the last week or so of the series, and I'm sure throughout the season. What does it do, aside from what he did on the floor tonight, that he keeps standing up to the Draymonds and he keeps talking to the Warriors and isn't backing down at all for the rest of the younger guys?
Well, he's as hard-headed as they are, so he's not going to – I don't think you're ever going to see him back down from anyone. And, he's an unbelievable competitor, and, he's a great team guy. He's going to stick up for his teammates, and, he's just one of those guys. I mean, he's not going to back down from anyone, and I understand that. I just tell him he's got to know when to let it go, though, because obviously it would be a huge loss if we would lose him in a situation like that.
Alvin, over here, before the game, way over here, you said you expected to see the small lineup from the Warriors. What was your reaction when you saw JaVale McGee in the starting lineup, and did that change the dynamic at all at the start?
Yeah, well, Steve and I have a little discussion about that, okay? But, we thought that they would, and obviously they didn't. But as I said before, the lineup that they're going to get to that's going to play the most minutes is the lineup that end up playing the most minutes. And if you look and see, obviously, the Draymond and Durant, Thompson, Curry, and then Iguodala is going to be the guys that play the most minutes. And if you look at the stat sheet, that's exactly what happened.
Alvin, you mentioned, your guys mentioned all week that they never really wavered in their confidence. They continued to kind of believe it even after those first two games. To win emphatically, though, does that change anything with regards to mentality? Does it show what they're capable of and some level of
yeah, but I think you got to understand, we will always have appropriate fear, and that seems to be the cool coach's thing to say now, appropriate fear, but no, we respect the heck out of them, and we know how dangerous this team, how dangerous they are, and we understand we won one game, and Game 4 will be the toughest game that we've ever had, and we understand that about them. But, I don't think our confidence has wavered, and it shouldn't, because we think that we're a good basketball team, and we think when we play to the level that we're capable of playing, that we do have an opportunity to play and win the game against anyone. That's the way you have to be, I think.
fair to say you outcoached Steve Kerr tonight?
Yeah, well, you look at the rings that he has already, and you look at everything that have happened, and he had a bad year at 58-24. I still think I got a long way to go before I can say that, okay? All right, guys, thanks. Yeah. We should all hope that 58-24